And Esther, I'm sure that you heard that Tribulation Trump has stated that he was interested in buying Greenland, right?
This man.
And so Greenland said, we're not for sale, right? Flat out told them we're not for sale. So this is what Tribulation Trump does. And I tell you not a word of the lie. All of this is reported by the news. So this is what it says. Less than 2 weeks before his scheduled trip to Denmark, President Donald Trump announced on Twitter that he has postponed his visit to Copenhagen after the Danish Prime Minister disputed his interest in buying Greenland as absurd. And so now Tribulation Trump, I got this breaking news, Esther, last night. I was out to dinner with my family, and my phone gives notifications of breaking news. So I got this as breaking news. I heard my phone go off, picked up my phone and saw this, that he's postponed his trip to Denmark in regards to the Prime Minister saying, no, you can't buy us. We're not allowing you to buy us, right? And I thought for that second as I sat there with my dinner that I was in Twilight Zone. I really did. I really, really did. There were, there's a comedian Tricks. I'm sure you've seen him, right? There's things that are so absurd that sometimes he has no words and he just stands in silence because there are no words to describe the absurdity of what he's seeing. That's how I felt last night when I was reading this. There are, out of the entire English language, there is no adjective that could describe Tribulation Trump to a T. He is, to say that he has a mindset of an infant is underrated. To say that he is barbaric is underrated. To say that he is unfit is completely underrated. I have never, Esther, and you are in another generation from myself, but even as you are in your early 20s, I have never, ever imagined that we would ever have a president the way that we have in Tribulation Trump. It is quite unbelievable that he's having a temper tantrum because he can't buy what he wants to buy. You're not letting me buy what I want to buy, so now I'm not going anymore. It is quite unbelievable, don't you think?
Let's just take a minute to think about the idea that Greenland was never for sale. There was no for sale sign. Nobody said that it was being foreclosed. It's a piece of land. Come on, let's think about this. And what was he going to do with this piece of land? He can't take care of his own businesses.
Hello.
I.e. bankruptcy king.
Yes.
Hello. So why would we give him an entire landform where he can't take care of the American people or his family? Let me know. Please do.
And the interesting thing about it is that we are talking about going into a recession here, even though he's trying to downplay that. But yet he's talking about buying.
Let me buy something.
Yeah, it's absolute lunacy, Esther. It is lunacy on a degree that I have. Now, we live in New York City. We see crazy people all the time. Walk out into the street, you see crazy people all the time. But I have never seen this level of crazy in who's supposed to be the president of this country. I have just never seen it.
And we know how
wicked. We know how wicked the son of Satan, long-legged Mac Daddy Obama was. He was totally wicked. But just look at Tribulation Trump. I can't. There are no words. I feel like silence is really the only way to even talk about Tribulation Trump, is not to even say anything.
I laugh to keep from crying. So, hey, is what it is. Wow, I'm speechless, which for me is a big one.
Yeah,
I just have nothing to say.
Yeah.
He is the worst. I don't, in his mind, when he thinks about these things, when he wakes up in the morning and looks in the mirror, is okay, what are we going to do today? He's I'm going to buy Greenland. And then I'm going to get mad when they tell me it's not for sale. This is what I'm doing today.
It is quite unbelievable. And again, these are the days in which we live. So to all you Trump supporters, I can't imagine how you can stomach continuing to support him, especially the Southern Baptist churches, the evangelicals. I cannot. I can't. But I go back to think about Scaramucci and Representative Joe Walsh, who stated that they are both regretful and remorseful that they even ever supported this man or voted for him in the first place. And I suspect that there are going to be more people like that as we've been watching the recent polls stating his decline, and how Americans feel as far as how he has handled everything in these 3 and something years. And so, I don't know what's going to happen in 2020. Esther, I don't know what you expect to take place in 2020. In politics, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So,
but I have a question.
Yeah.
Like Joe Walsh and Scaramucci and like everyone else who is like now deciding to jump off the Trump train, but not really, but yeah. This is really nothing new for him. Yeah. I mean, his entire 2016 election, his campaign was ran on absolutely lies or, misunderstood facts. Like, he's been doing this for a really, really long time. Like, the whole Mexicans are rapists and they're not sending their best, they're sending their worst. And, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are just they have a sex ring in a pizza shop. He keeps doing this. This is normal pattern behavior for him. So I'm trying to figure out, did you think that after the campaigns he would stop and become a normal human being? Did you think that he would go from an alien to a human? Or what was the thought process? Because I'm hey, this is normal for him.
It is normal. And I think for many of them, they were kind of hoping. When you talk about the J5th race, especially the Trump supporters, they are desperate, Esther. They are extremely desperate. When they look at all of these brown-skinned people in this country, and they're continuing, by the way, J5th are not having children at the rate in which they used to have children. But brown-skinned people, Mexicans, Maria and Jose, man, they having babies like nothing. And so when they look at all of this and they watch their dwindling race, they are desperate. They're trying to hold on as much as they can. But again, this is a spiritual thing, and that's what they're not realizing. What's done is done. What is set in stone is already set in stone, and this is written by the hand of God. Yep. They're not going to be able to change that, which is what they don't understand. But as time comes, they will soon see.
This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.